Former Homeland Security Secretary of the Obama administration, Jay Johnson, joins us now. There he is on NewsNation Now. Thank you, sir, for coming on. We very much appreciate it. It's good to see you. You've dealt with this. You dealt with it firsthand when you were in position as a Homeland Security Secretary. You're watching it from the outside now. What are your observations about what needs to change in the short term?
First, Connell, congratulations on your new show. I'm honored to be on The Curtain Raiser.
Thank you.
First, it does always seem easier when you're sitting on the outside. The problem is, in fact, much larger than what we dealt with 9-10 years ago. The high for me when I was in office was May 2014. There were 68,000 apprehensions then in that month. That felt like the world was coming to an end. Now, the smugglers know how to move much larger numbers of people, and there are more countries contributing to the problem. Two alarming statistics I heard over the weekend were 8,900 apprehensions in a single day on our southern border. And for the first time, according to Mexican authorities, there are more South Americans arriving on their southern border than there are Central Americans. Those are Venezuelans, those from Ecuador. You've also got Haiti, Cuba now contributing to this. It is a much, much bigger problem. And you have to deal with this problem at the source. The push factors, Connell, always overwhelm whatever defense we can put on our southern border. So this needs to be, for the Biden administration, for the U.S. government, all hands on deck, whole of government effort to address this crisis. It turns politics upside down. It's turning cities upside down, like New York City specifically. Yes. Mayor Adams has $1 billion hole in his budget because he's had to absorb 110,000 migrants just in the last 8 months, all of whom arrived unemployed without a roof over their head. And so I'm hoping and urging that the Biden administration adopts an all-hands-on-deck approach to this. This is a real hemispheric crisis.
Now, if we look at the numbers, particularly in Eagle Pass, I mean, the first couple of weeks of September was record numbers. The amount of people, to your point, that you already made coming across is really astronomical, like nothing we've ever seen. When you say at the end of your remarks there that you're hoping that the Biden administration adopts this kind of all-of-government approach, is that a way of saying that even as someone who served in a Democratic administration, you don't think they have so far? Are you criticizing the administration's approach to this point?
The administration did a good job in May of dealing with the end of Title 42. Title 42 was the public health authority that enabled us to more rapidly send people back to their home countries because of COVID. Yep. That ended. The administration emphasized there's a right way and a wrong way to enter this country, and the numbers dropped dramatically. But they were bound to go back up again as long as the underlying push factors exist. So when I say all hands on deck, whole of government approach, I mean the State Department as well as the Department of Homeland Security. I think cities like New York need more resources. They need more funding to deal with migrants arriving in their cities. At the national level, we like to say that immigration law and policy is the domain of the federal government.
Right. And what would you say about the city? Sorry to interrupt, but what would you say about the city problem? Because that has been an issue that, we haven't seen in past border surges like the one you dealt with when you were in the Obama administration. It's a new issue. When the migrants started to be bussed in, Governor Abbott in Texas and so on and so forth here to places like New York, new issues were created. And suddenly Democrats who had been, at least in their policies that they had been their public-facing policies had been welcoming of immigrants, now found themselves saying, well, boy, this is tough. This is a lot for us to deal with. What would you say about how that has all played out and how it's been handled here locally by the mayor in New York?
I know from speaking with him directly, Mayor Adams views this as probably his number one problem right now for the city of New York. 110,000 people is a lot of people, and they need shelter. And what I was saying before is that the federal government views immigration as their domain. Okay, so we need more resources in New York here from the federal government to deal with this problem now that migrants are in the interior. New York City needs help from the federal government.
All right. Thank you, sir. Hopefully have you back on to keep talking about this important issue. Jay Johnson, the former Secretary of Homeland Security. Thanks very much for coming on.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.